Hello, hi, welcome to The Other Way with me, Lebohang T. Silemela. It's yet another Monday motivation segment. Today, I'll be focusing on part 2 of developing your character. In the first episode, I spoke at length about building the character traits of courage and discipline. And today, I'll be focusing on the last 2 character qualities, which is vision and endurance. How to be a visionary and how to endure in the midst of all the chaos that we're experiencing day in, day out. Every day, life presents us with challenges and opportunities. It is up to us whether we use the lens of gloom and doom or we allow hope to well up as we see the possibilities of starting afresh. The difference, however, is how you envision things, and that makes a huge difference in your life. It is either you are going to elect to be a visionary, to use your imagination and find ways and new notions to improve or to increase efficiency. Vision along the character qualities of courage and discipline requires a lot of work. Unfortunately, there are no shortcuts. It takes a great deal of imagination to break out of the conventional thought patterns. It also takes confidence and a daring risk to fail forward. As visionaries, we tend to fail many times before we ever succeed. And unfortunately, most people feel too fragile to take risks. But it takes a lot of old-fashioned perspiration to be a visionary. It takes discipline, where you have to sit down with a pen and paper to vow not to get up from your desk until you come up with new ways to do something that will change your life forever. It takes hard work and also smart work to plan for what could happen in the next 6 months or over a period of years. Vision, like courage and discipline, are character traits that can be stimulated and developed. When you are perceived as a visionary, it means you are a solution-orientated person. You are able to see beneath the surface of the problem. See, visionary people with vision, understand that it pays to look beyond the obvious. They don't settle for what is obvious, but they see the potential that no one sees. You see, when you're willing to look beneath the surface of every situation, you unravel your true self. I love what Proverbs 20 verse 5 teaches us. It states, "The purpose in a man's mind is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out." You see, there is greatness in the hearts of people with visions. They have an important mission to accomplish both in their lives and in the lives of others. And it is when you understand the wisdom that is birthed within you that you get to draw it out. That's what this proverb is teaching us, that when we understand who we are, what is embedded or what is birthed innately in us, we are able to draw out the strength, the courage, the discipline, the vision, and share with the rest of the world. One lesson that I've learned over time as a visionary is that there is a higher cost to quitting. So many of us live with scars and lingering wounds from having quit on something or someone. The truth is, it is easy to quit than to endure. But unfortunately, quitting exacts a higher cost, and many of us have paid dearly for giving up too soon. This brings me to the last character trait to develop, which is endurance. Look, our calamities or adversities, they help us to develop endurance. And endurance is a powerful weapon to have in your character arsenal. It is very necessary to develop endurance. I love what James 1 verse 12 states. He says, "Blessed is the person who endures trial, for when they stood the test, they will receive the crown of life." Let me say that again. Blessed is the person who endures trial, for when they stood the test, they will receive the crown of life. it simply tells you in simple terms, no instant gratification. Remember in the previous episode when I said to you, it is when you invest, when you sacrifice, that you get to see the end results, the end goal. You have to put in, there has to be an input in order to have an output. And that state requires endurance, along the character traits of courage, discipline, and vision. So when you stand the test of trial, you receive the crown of life. When you study for your exams, you will receive the necessary results in accordance to the input you have made, and that requires endurance. So you may be wondering, how does one build endurance? You build endurance by learning how to crush through your quitting points. You build endurance by learning how to crush through your quitting points. You know, that moment when you want to quit, when you feel like I am about to quit, when you feel like the pressure is mounting and you feel like you're about to give up, that's when you learn to endure the pain and hold steady fast. You know, when emotions are going through the roof, when everything you're trying to do is just making you want to scream, that's when you endure every pain and hold on steady fast. You know, when they say when the tough gets going, you have to be even more tougher. That's what we mean by building endurance on learning how to crush through your quitting points. When you're about to reach that stage, when you're running and you're feeling like your body is about to give up and your legs are not serving any purpose anymore, you don't quit. You keep at it. You keep going. It's all in the mind. However, be that as it may, I honestly do not mean that you have to endure pain from abusive relationships. That is not what I'm saying. That's not what this character trait of endurance is all about. There is absolutely no need to stay in a situation that is vile, that is abusive, that is destroying the persona that you are. So you really have to use your common sense, your discernment, and be discreet about your own decisions when it comes to that state of affairs. But I will definitely not encourage anyone to endure pain of abuse, whether it's financially, physically, or emotionally. It is just not worth it. What this principle applies to, basically, the principle of endurance, it speaks more to your careers, it speaks more to your financial muscles, in terms of building your financial muscles, in terms of building your spiritual muscles, in terms of building your personal development for the good. That's what I mean. That you need to endure by learning how to crush through your quitting points. Each time when you break through your quitting points, you prove to yourself that quitting points are not necessarily solid, as many of us tend to think. You know, when you set a goal to say, I'm going to run a 5-kilometer race, and in the midst of it, you felt like you were going to quit, but you find yourself at the finish line. Then the next time you opt again, you say, no, I'm going to do 7 kilometers, and so on and so on. You realize that the more barriers you break, the easier it is to crush through your quitting points. So endurance helps us to grow stronger in our spirit whenever we do that. So the next time, even if when you look at the mountain and it seems high, remember to crush through your quitting points, because It is through endurance that you will have the strength to climb even the highest mountain. That's all that I have for you. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Do stay in touch. Leave your comments, your likes, tell your friends to subscribe. And I truly, truly appreciate you. Until then, have a blessed week. Bye.